feels safer. Astronaut, I move solo cause it feels fake friends and fake people. Some of them is hate. Fake friends and fake people. Some of them is haters.
I feel like while it could have been I don't think it was really anything bad about it, to be honest. Or now, you feel me? Like, life can be quiet, but I feel like everyone should spend time to themselves. Like, I feel like everybody should spend, at least in some point in their life, spend a good amount of time to themselves, like doing their own thing. Like, not really going out, not really fucking with motherfuckers, like just kind of just chilling, just focusing on themselves. Like, when I moved from New York down here to the VA, like, I moved by myself, you know what I'm saying? And before that, I was still kind of like chilling, kind of playing the back or whatever, and you know, when I came down here, I really became like by myself. Like, I knew people, I knew the people I moved down here with, but you know, I wasn't really with them. Like, that was like my people's. You know, how I wound up down here was with one of my friends. You know what I'm saying? And that was his friends. So you know, I was still pretty much by myself. And like, you know, as I was trying to get my shit right, get my shit together, like, I was sitting in my own thoughts. You know. And I feel like for anybody trying to get past what may be a roadblock in their life, they have to face it. And a lot of the times in today's world, it's easy to kind of like do other things to push actually fixing shit aside. You know what I'm saying? Like fixing shit that holds you down or slows you up. You know what I'm saying? We take a lot of time avoiding actually fixing the main problems because some of us can't handle the confrontation of it. And I was and still kind of am that person, you know what I mean? Like, you know, there's been a lot of situations where looking back on it, I could have really handled shit a different way, you know? And I didn't realize all of that until I sat in my own thoughts, understood who I was as a person, you know, my negatives and my positives, you know, because you know, when you get a chance to understand yourself, you have a better idea of who you want around you, what you want to do with your life, you know what I'm saying, what direction you want to go with anything, even the small stuff, how you carry yourself, all that little shit. Like, I feel like when you spend time on your own, it's better than what it sounds, you know. So I've never felt lonely on this journey. I mean, I have, but like, I knew that, you know, there'll be better days and shit. Like, I feel like I really put myself in a mental cage, you know, worrying about shit that I felt like only affected me because it was coming from other people, you know what I'm saying? It was coming from what I saw on social media and, you know, in the world around me. But if I was doing my own thing, would it have even mattered? You know what I'm saying? And I felt like when I realized that, how important that was, and how I saw it was like, you know, like things started changing. And there was times where shit got really bad for me, and I felt like I had meltdowns and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Moments where I just didn't want to do nothing, and it was like, you know, it may have not been good at that moment, but I realized shit was changing. Like, I was allowing feelings to pass through instead of pushing them off, you know what I mean? And like, despite it wasn't so great, I mean, I realized a lot of things. I realized that a lot of the situations that I was in weren't always the other person's fault. Or, you know, I realized like, you know, certain bad things happened because I didn't pay attention to them, you know, ahead of time, or like, you know, because I didn't think proactively, you know what I'm saying? I tried to make an excuse or take a shortcut around the problem, and, you know, that fucked me up, and that allowed me to waste a lot of time, you know what I mean? And like, I don't know, like when I was felt like I was running around in circles and things would go good and bad and go good and bad. It's just like it just seemed like something was off. You know what I mean? And it was because I was allowing other people's thoughts and opinions to keep holding me down. And I mean, really, that's where anxiety comes from. You know what I mean? That's where depression comes from. That's where being self-conscious about shit comes from. The opinions of other people, what we see, like the people we admire, how they look, how they act, the people that make fun of us, the people that deny us. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit makes you into who you are. And, we always, I keep saying we, 'cause I'm trying to talk to motherfuckers, but like, I feel like I always took that into more consideration than I just should have. You feel me? And it slowed me up. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just recommend that everyone try to spend time with themselves. Like, I mean, I did all types of shit on my own. I did road trips, went out of state by myself. You know what I'm saying? Small activities. Like, I'd go out to bars by myself, and like, the average person would see it as probably like lonely or depressing or some shit, but it's like, you gotta get to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that made me want to really get to know myself was with relationships. Like, I just felt like I couldn't get it right with women when I was with them. And like, you know what I'm saying? I was raised to believe that not everything is just one person's fault. Like, things happen with a chain effect. Like if I was to do something, you know what I'm saying, she'd react this, and she'd do something, and I'd react, and like that type of shit. Like, it all stems from something. And like, for me, like, I enjoy relationships, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not on no simp level shit. Like, I just like the idea of having the one person that you could kind of just kick it with and chill. Like, or like a friend, but like more than a friend type shit. Like, but like with my interest in that, I was like, yo, I can't, like, I have to figure out what it is that's not allowing relationships to last. And I guess you want to say, like, even if it wasn't like a title, like, just my interaction with women, why it wouldn't last, why I would feel like I was pushing women away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just had these crazy thoughts in my head. I was like, yo, I just got to figure out myself. And I had insecurities. I had a lot of insecurities that I already knew off the bat. Like stability, for example. Like, I knew I wasn't stable. And I know that no woman really, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I know we always see women with the no-life niggas or whatever, but like, you never know what a relationship entails, you know what I'm saying? But to my knowledge, a woman doesn't want an unstable person. So like, as I knew that insecurity, it was like, I also felt like I didn't know where I was at with my life. And instead of really trying to focus on figuring that out, I would just focus more on the pain and feeling left behind and all of this shit, just fucking up my whole flow. And it was like, that shit was just wasting time. It was just wasting time for me to get my shit right. And it was like, I let a person leaving, or I let pain alter my views and alter my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Because I would feel like the victim, I would feel like the person left me, like, shorty left me or whatever, and like, left me for dead type shit, like, but I never took into account maybe my insecurities, maybe what was holding me back as a person could have also taken effect into that, and I just thought a little shit like that. And that's kind of like, one of the few things that made me feel like I needed to spend more time with myself, do my own thing, because like, if I wasn't going to be able to grow as a person, how could I be a better person for somebody if I can't even be a better me, And I guess that's just how I was trying to kick it to myself, and shit just got wild. Like, I started just fighting feelings and fighting, things that I held in for years. I still fight a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm just, working on it every day. The days that it holds me down, like, I try to just, ignore that shit, you feel me? Well, because I say ignore it because I'm, where I've built myself to, at least, You feel me? I feel like I get time to meditate more and shit. So like now, put things in the past, leave them behind me, to move forward. I try to take a lot of my overthinking, like the shit I used to overthink about for years. I take it and I just come to terms with it. And it's crazy because like when I've accepted responsibility of myself, I've started to understand certain fallouts and understand that even if I was done wrong, like I did nothing wrong. And then there was shit where things didn't end well and I played a big part in it. You feel what I'm saying? Just friends, girlfriends, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta take accountability within yourself, and I feel like you will never, like when you learn how to be on your own, I feel like when you can be fluent with doing your own thing and being fully independent, having your own bread, having your own shit, like I feel like that's when you've taken accountability. You get what I'm saying? You've taken accountability with yourself, with the people that you may have hurt, with the people around you currently, and you know what I'm saying? Like, cause when I wasn't taking accountability, I was hurting people around me. You feel me? I'd have my mood swings or whatever. I wouldn't want to fuck with niggas, and I didn't realize that actually bothered people. You know what I'm saying? That actually bothered people I was friends with. Like, little small shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just kind of getting my shit off, but like, you just gotta, you feel me? Take accountability with yourself, spend more time with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Figure out what kind of vibe you are, because if you don't know that, you ain't gonna know how to interact with people, how to try to talk to certain people, or you know what I'm saying, who you should and shouldn't be around. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta protect your energy. You gotta watch your vibe. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be around people that match you or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Cause the bread important. I go hard cause the bread important. I go hard.